we will now begin this story time. So, a long, long time ago, in my youngin' years, I was in kindergarten. And let's just say, this one particular day in kindergarten was probably the most interesting day that I would have ever experienced in kindergarten, to the point that I remember it. Yes, I went to kindergarten. So, the day started off pretty normal, like we were doing our classwork, everything was fine, but then suddenly, oh, coronavirus, cover your mouth. But then suddenly, I really had to use the bathroom. And the layout of my kindergarten in particular was very interesting because we had like a building for the younger kids, and then there was a building for like the older kids. I don't remember if they were middle or high school or both, but it was kind of like a mixed grade level area. So there were older kids and younger kids. So my building that I was particularly in only had one bathroom that was close by. So I kind of ran from the classroom to that bathroom because we were about to go on recess break, so the teacher let me go to the bathroom. However, another student from another classroom had the same idea. So when I got to the bathroom, there was someone in there already. And there was just the one bathroom. So my 4 or 5-year-old brain at the time thought, well, I really need to pee, so let's maybe hassle this kid, right? Because he left the door open. So he was sitting on the toilet, and I was just like, yo, can you get off? I need to pee. Didn't move. Didn't want to move. I don't recall what he was doing per se, but he was sitting on the toilet. No idea if he actually like just had to pee or if it was something else. To be fair, either way, he would have had to sit on the toilet anyway because the toilet was it was taller than we were, so anyway, I digress. So I basically kept trying to hassle this kid to get off of the toilet because I really had to use the bathroom, and it was the only bathroom in our section of that building. And I didn't want to walk all the way to the other building to use the bathroom because that was the big kid building, and I would have had to have been escorted by a teacher, and I didn't really want to go through all of that embarrassing hassle. So then I was just like, well, if you're not going to move, then I'm just going to sit on the toilet and pee. So I literally climbed on the toilet to pee. Anti-bullying bathroom laws. Probably. And then a teacher came in and was like, what are you doing? And I was just like, I really had to pee. Like, I was gonna pee myself. He wasn't gonna move anytime soon. So then they were just like, they just basically like pulled the young boy off of the toilet. I guess he was done. I hope. I don't really remember if he was done. But yeah, that's how that situation went. And then if you were a good guy, you could have just said, hey bro, just finger your legs, I got good aim. I mean, we were small enough to where we both fit though. So yeah, we were very small. We actually were so small we weren't actually even touching. We were facing away from each other. So after that, it was recess time. So I go out to the playground, and honestly I hope not, but maybe. I might have given them female PTSD. So then we go out to the playground, and those sort of like playhouses that they make for little kids that you can like go into and like play. I don't really remember what they're called. Are they actually like just called playhouses? I'm not 100% on what they're called. But I wanted to play in one of those because there was one that had like a full kitchen set and a fridge that you can like open and close the drawers of. There are playhouses? Okay. So I wanted to go in one of those because like my kindergarten had some really cool looking ones. But there's this other boy. Wow, I had some major boy issues. I'm just realizing this from the story. But, yeah, there was like a toaster, like a fridge. Actually, I think there were fake waffles that you could put in the toaster. Anyway, but there was this one boy that had already been there, basically claiming the playhouse. So I was just like, well, I want to play, it's not yours. So he goes into it and closes the door and tries to hold it closed. So I'm trying to pull it open, but for some reason I'm stronger than this little boy. So I pulled it open relatively easily. So what this boy decides to do is unzip his pants, pull it down, and begins peeing in my general direction. Peeing. So, this was his way to claim this playhouse. One of the teachers nearby sees me dodging this stream of pee, runs over, and is like, "What are you doing? This is not what you do on the playground. You are going inside immediately." And they had to literally power hose the playhouse because the pee was everywhere. I mean everywhere. Like, this kid was going ham. So then, I'd say about 20 minutes later, no, actually probably not 20 minutes later. It was close to the end of recess, so probably about 35 minutes later. There's a lot of peeing going on in this story. This is why it's called Bathroom Adventures. So, about 35 minutes later, I have to pee. So one of the teachers escorts me to the big kid bathroom because we're not allowed to like walk to that bathroom by ourselves because of the bigger kids. And I walk into the bathroom. The teachers aren't allowed to follow us into the bathroom, so the teacher just stays outside and waits for you, basically. But here's the problem. I walk into the stall, only to realize that I cannot reach the latch that closes the stall. It's a pretty bad problem to not be able to reach the latch. So I'm just like, well, I still really need to pee. I can't get the teacher to come in here and close the latch for me. So I guess I'm just gonna have to just hope that it stays closed. So I close the stall and I get on the toilet to pee. And then suddenly I see these 3 kids' feet underneath the opening to the stall. And they see that there may be someone in this one stall, and the stall is not closed. So what do? They open the stall. And they begin to laugh at me because I'm sitting there pants down on the toilet, and the stall was open. So I'm just sitting here like, So, the teacher comes in and is like, "What are you doing? Leave this child alone. You need to leave. I will be calling your parents." And they all ran out immediately. But I was still sitting there like, thank you for coming to my story time.